Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's One Piece Treasure Cruise video, I will be showcasing 4 different teams with some new characters and captains against the News Morgan event from the Recollection Archive. This is a point event that we missed on Global because of the sync, but you can still get your gem if you clear it, so make sure you do that. And without further ado, let's get to my teams and strategy against the Morgan event. The first team will be using the new V2 Straw Hat dual unit, which is a Super Sugo unit of course, and as subs we are going to use 6-star V2 Sabo, then Kizuna Boa Hancock, Rare Recruit Pralin and also Rare Recruit Bobbin. The only special support I am using is Halloween Ace on the Straw Hat crew of course, to remove bind in stage number 4. Every other support can be a stat booster and your ship can be whatever you like. I am using Ho for more EXP. In the first 2 stages, the only thing you need to focus on is your stalling and to get your specials. Have in mind it is good for you to attack with your strength Straw Hat unit because you won't take out the turtles immediately. Every other unit, if you have a matching slot and especially color advantage, will take care of the turtles immediately and you might mess up your stalling. This also counts for all of the teams in the video, so have it in mind and be careful to not mess up. The Straw Hat crew super swap is not necessary or helpful in any of the stages, so do not bother getting it. The only swap we are going to do will be in stage number 3. In stage number 3, we will be inflicted with an attack down until we hit a specific chain lock, that is a new debuff introduced when that quest came out. We will counter it super easily though, pass the first turn, so you do not carry over the debuff in stage 4, and then in stage 2, after more debuffs are applied, which are not relevant, you want to activate Boa first before you swap to the deck side of the crew. I made a mistake here, but not a big deal. Then swap both of your captains to decks and attack based on matching slots, beating the enemy in turn 2. In stage 4, Morgan will bind the lower bottom units, but with Halloween Ace support and sockets, we do not need a special to remove it. After the bind is completely gone, you want to activate Bobbin first to remove the defense up the enemy has and also remove your attack down. Then activate both of your captain specials and they will get rid of the behind mobs because of the damage, but you will also have guaranteed rainbow slots and then an attack boost, an ore boost and a chain boost for the final stage. Also a color affinity boost. Attack Morgan, super easily beat him and proceed. The Straw Hats are very helpful here because in the final stage we cannot use an attack boost, it is interruptible by the boss. Meaning that the 3-turn attack boost we get and we carry over is extremely helpful for damage. Now in the final stage, Morgan will once again give you the attack down debuff if your chain is lower than 2.5, I am pretty certain, and what we are going to do to counter that is give ourselves a chain lock because of V2 6-star Sabo. You cannot use Boa in this stage, you need to use her in stage number 3, not the final one, because Morgan also interrupts an HP cut. Activate Pralin first though to remove Morgan's defensive effects, and then activate Sabo to get your chain lock and super easily beat Morgan. The next team will be using double V3 Lucci as captain, and since the quest was also made for him, you do not need any specific supports, you can use a stat boosting support on everyone. Morgan, of course, is already a free character that was distributed to every global player, so you should have him rainbowed, and his double special activation might come in handy in this quest. In stage number 3, you won't be that low on HP, but I could not find a friend captain Lucci, so I had to stall a lot and take a lot of damage. Do not worry, your HP will be higher. In the second turn of stage number 3, you want to proceed. By activating Whitebeard, you will have way more damage and way easier beat the enemy after your chain is increased and the attack down is removed. For stage number 4, make certain you have Morgan and V2 Yonzi in the middle row, so they evade bind, and then you can activate both of them. You do not even need sockets to completely both of them. You do not even need sockets to completely remove bind, and Yonji can also remove attack down. Then you want to activate a V3 Lucci special to completely remove the defense up, damage the enemy, boost your base attack and also get an orb boost. And then you want to activate a super type as well to get tons more damage, get rid of the mobs and be ready to take out Morgan. You can also activate Whitebeard. It is not of course necessary for the damage, but you can do so because you cannot activate him in the final stage. The enemy interrupts HP cut. Reaching the final stage, only two of your specials will be relevant. The first one will be Katakuri's special, because he can remove the damage reduction shield that Morgan has, and also give you a full board of matching slots, removing block slots, and then also give you a 2.75 times chain lock to counter the attack down debuff. As you can understand, Kizuna Katakuri is extremely good for this fight. After you activate him, activate the other V3 Lucci special and super type to gain an orb boost, of course a boost in base attack and a boost in said orb boost, and then completely remove Morgan's defense up. After that you are ready to attack, do tons of damage and easily clear the quest. Team number 3 will use double Treasure Map Halloween Legend Koala, and in stage number 3 you want to clear in 2 turns. If you do not have a full board of matching slots like me, try and do as much damage as possible in turn 1, do not just pass the turn. And you can also activate one Koala super type ability to do more damage of course with your dex units. I will do that in turn 2, and we will attack the enemy ending on dex units to do the maximum amount of damage possible and beat her in turn 2. This team can use stat boosting supports and the ship can be whichever you want. Extremely important for stage number 4, you need to have both Luffy and Bobbin in the middle row. Bobbin will give adjacent matching slots and Luffy will evade bind to remove it with his special. Luffy will also give you an orb boost, and then Bobbin will remove attack down and also defense up. And finally, you want to activate one Koala special to get a color affinity boost. Then attack, ending on the 3 dex units with guaranteed matching slots to beat all of the enemies on the stage. In the final stage against the boss, we need to activate 3 specials this time, but it is super easy to once again counter the attack down chain debuff. We will do that by activating Rayleigh, and Rayleigh will give us a 3 times chain lock, which will be enough to not get an attack down in any of our attacks. Before V2 Rayleigh though, you want to activate Reiju, who will actually deal with every other debuff on the stage. She will give you guaranteed matching slots, remove damage reduction and defense up. Then activate Rayleigh to boost your damage and get the 3 times chain lock. And finally activate Koala to get a color affinity boost. You do not need to activate another super type, it won't have any effect, just attack ending on your dex units to easily beat the quest. The final team will be using the new Treasure Map Legend Boon Clay, who is extremely fun to use after using him in a couple of quests, and he can diversify himself in this team to match different buffs. What you want to do in stage number 3 is swap Rebecca to Vivi, so you have a 2.5 times chain lock, and then activate Kaido. Activating Kaido will give you enough damage if you enter the chain on him to beat the enemy in 1 turn. You do not even need to get rid of the attack down chain debuff here, simply because we have 2 Bone Clay super type abilities which can give us a chain lock. This team can use whatever ship you want and stat boosting supports, but you need to make certain Ambush Linlin evades bind, and then you want to activate here to remove attack down and bind. Then you want to activate your Captain Bone Clay, turning him into a Dex, Cerebral and Powerhouse unit. Dex because of color advantage, Powerhouse to get an attack boost from Linlin, and Cerebral to get a color affinity from Vivi Rebecca. Also activate his super type ability to get a chain lock, and finally for this stage activate Colosseum King to remove the defense up, delay the enemy, and also get a conditional attack boost. All of that because of Bone Clay and his ability to change to Dex. Then attack and super easily beat stage 4. For the final stage we have 2 specials remaining, and of course they will be more than enough for us to beat Morgan, but you also carry Linlin's attack boost because it is a 3-turn buff, and in this stage you want to turn your friend Captain Bone Clay to the exact same classes and color as your captain to get all of the boosts with him as well. Activate V1 Vivi Rebecca first though to remove both of the defensive effects and get a color affinity boost. Then activate Bone Clay to get a full board of matching slots, boost your base attack and change him into a Dex, Powerhouse and Cerebral unit. Activate his super type as well to evade the attack down debuff and super easily beat Morgan. And these are my 4 teams with new captains for you to beat the Morgan event. We will have a very similar video with the Halloween Brook event to get that gem as well and also build more fun teams to use. Thank you so much for watching, take care and I'll see you in the next one.